Reports show 2 out of every 3 college students say they've cheated at least once. So what makes a student cheat? Is it the pressure to get good grades or something else? We've learned cheaters have a specific personality disorder. Dr. Patrick Markey is from the Department of Psychology at Villanova University. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me again.
All right, so who is a cheater?
Well, what this research found was cheaters tend to have 3 basic traits. And these actually aren't new traits to researchers. We actually give them the kind of ominous sounding name of the dark triad of personality. And they include the traits of narcissism, Machiavellianism, which is kind of essentially a person who's high on this would do anything to get ahead, and also psychopathy, which is essentially antisocial tendencies.
All right, well, so how do you know if someone's sitting next to you is a cheater and you got to protect your stuff, or how does a teacher know? What are the warning signs?
Well, you'd want to look at if they match any of these characteristics, essentially. For example, the research in this studies found that psychopathy was by far the largest predictor, and this makes perfect sense, that individuals high on this dimension tend to not be worried about if things are fair, so obviously they don't care if cheating's unfair. Additionally, these individuals have problems with guilt. For example, most individuals, like probably you or I, think we're pretty honest people. And if we do something that's inconsistent with that honesty, like cheat, we feel really guilty. But individuals high on psychopathy don't have this reaction. They don't respond to guilt as strongly as you or I do, and therefore they're more likely to cheat.
Does this start when they're a young kid, a child, or when does this develop?
Well, certainly our personality, which these are essentially traits of, is extremely stable. That it has a strong genetic link, so we get it from our parents, and so chances are a child who's 5 years old who displays these characteristics will be a 10-year-old and will be a 20-year-old who also displays these same exact characteristics.
And it's not like they're going to grow out of it either.
No, in fact, research also suggests that individuals who have like a high level of psychopathy also display antisocial behaviors as adults and more likely to drink and abuse drugs and be arrested and so forth.
Wow, well, so what do schools or parents do to protect against it?
It's hard. It's very hard because it's hard to change this dimension. So what schools really need to do is not worry so much about changing the student, but changing the environment. So doing things like making it more difficult for individuals to cheat. So you create multiple versions of the same test or have students sit around the room randomly. Therefore, maybe it reduces the probability anyone would cheat, but particularly these individuals who might be predisposed and have these characteristics.
All right, pretty interesting. Patrick, thank you, but we want you to stick around because we want your take on something else. Thomas?
Oh, Patrick, listen to this. A new study is calling Facebook users insecure and narcissistic with low self-esteem. Yeah, researchers at York University say the whole social networking craze is shallow, that it lets people thrive off relationships without any real warmth. The study called Using Facebook the equivalent of looking at yourself in the mirror.
Ouch.
Patrick.
I'm not sure what that means, but I'm constantly updating this, so I don't believe this study at all. No, I mean, actually the study makes perfect sense that narcissists really tend to want to be admired by other individuals, and so what better way to do it than to broadcast our very selected accomplishments to a big group of people. And also, typically, narcissists don't care about developing deep relationships. And so, again, on Facebook, we might have some close friends, but a lot of people are there to, essentially, if you're a narcissist, to try to admire you by putting all your accomplishments online.
I like the whole social networking thing. I like to hear from people. I love feedback, interacting.
You can put valuable in the news business, valuable information out there.
Yeah, keep telling yourselves that.
I know.
Really
okay.
You know what's so sad is I do get disappointed when my friend count goes down. I'm like, why did they
How many friends do you have? I bet mine are higher than yours. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Now I feel depressed over the whole thing. I'm going to have to go on Facebook to make myself feel better. Patrick, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, it looks like John